Hey, board gamers, PJ from Game Gumbo here, back in the Gumbo Pot with another unboxing. This time we're taking a look at The Witcher Realms Fall, the new set from Unmatched and Restoration Games. Want to thank them for sending this copy. Let's get right to the table and see what's inside this box. All right, the Unmatched series, one of my favorite all-time games. Yes, this is a review copy, but half the stuff I have from Unmatched is stuff that I purchased. I just love the whole series. So I'm going to gush about this thing. Take that for a grain of salt. I am not that familiar with The Witcher as I am other things. My son loves the video game The Witcher. I've not seen the series with our friend Henry, the Warhammer guy. So, by the way, I heard it is a go, so that is going to be interesting. But back to The Witcher. This is Realms Fall. There's two different sets: Realms Fall and Steel and something, Steel and Silver. I'll be getting to that one in just a second. Each one of these is the triple box where they have basically 3 characters. Although there's something on the back of this one that makes me a little interested. So plays from 2 to 3 players. In this box, of course, you can mix and match other sets. Let's see. It's got some gorgeous artwork. The particular set I'm opening up is called Realms Fall, and it's got Yennefer and Triss, Eredin, and Philippa. This is a Polish IP, very, very popular in Poland, The Witcher. And it's been, the author has been working on this for 20-something years, starting with short stories and then moving on to novels, and then video games, and then TV series. So you generally in these kind of games will have 2 rule books. The main core rules. Actually, it's usually just 1 rule book, so that's interesting. We'll have to take a look and see the set. So we've seen this before. It talks about the system itself. Let's see if there's any changes. Now it shows it set up. The rule book for Restoration Games Unmatched series is fantastic. Of course, they put out so many sets. You figure they got it down by now. Yeah, this is all basically the stuff we've seen before. Let's see. No, nothing. So it looks like what they've done is moved everything to the core set rules. Generally, it's kind of in the back of the rule books, but in here they have a separate rule book. So interesting. That you can actually pass around, I guess, if you want to while playing. All right. So like we said, we've got the 2 main characters, Yennefer and 3 main characters: Eredin, Yennefer and Triss, and then Philippa. Yennefer and Triss. This is the one that interests me on the back of the box, because these triple sets are usually 3 different characters, right? But this one seems to have 2 different miniatures and then 2 different little sidekicks, but it's the same people. So it's Yennefer with Triss or Triss with Yennefer. So I don't remember ever seeing that happen. I don't have every single set from Unmatched, although I have just about everything. Let's see. So I am curious about this. Rival heroes. The Witcher is all about making difficult choices. At the beginning of the game, you're either going to be Yennefer or Triss to be your hero. The other fighter is your sidekick. Return the other hero figure and character to the box. You'll still start with 14 starting health, and the other fighter, your sidekick, will have 6. Interesting, it comes with 2 different cards. So when you're playing this particular character set, you will pick one of the 2, but you'll also pick one of their cards. And that's who you're going to be that time. So if you want the ability of the main character, you're going to have to play that character. If it's just a sidekick, apparently you're not going to get that benefit. And then Eredin has a new thing I haven't seen called Enraged. When all of his Red Riders are defeated, I'm assuming that's his sidekicks, then he becomes enraged, and he adds +1 to the value of all of his attack and defense cards you play, and his move value becomes 3. And if he's enraged, he can even get stronger with some of the cards. Very interesting. So normally we want to take out the sidekick if it's going to be a bothersome sidekick, and then focus on the main character if we can. This one, that's a bad idea, because that's just going to make Eredin even stronger. But then, of course, you're dealing with those wolves, the Red Riders. Philippa, 2 steps ahead, a powerful sorceress and even more dangerous as planner of plots. She's never caught empty-handed. At the end of your turn, you can draw up to a hand of 4 cards. You're not required to use the ability because remember, cards can be the timer of the game. It can cause you to lose. If you do, draw a number of cards so you end up with 4 cards. If you have 4 more cards in your hand, you may not use her ability. So you could play through a lot of cards and cycle this deck. Of course, you're gonna be taking damage if you have to draw and you have no more cards in your deck. But very interesting. You could really wind this character up. All right, so let's get right to the. They do have ongoing schemes. That's something I may not have seen before. When you play one, resolve the regular effect as normal. Then leave the card face up in front of you instead of discarding it. And each ongoing scheme has an ongoing effect. Oh, we got some good twists in this one. One of the things I like about the Unmatched system is that they generally try to tweak the system a little bit with each one. Oh, you have some dials to put together, but these are always super easy to put together. You pop these out like that. You pop out the little inside. You pop out the matching dial, pop out the inside, and then we'll put it like that. That'll show that Eredin has 14 health, and it'll twist over. There's usually a little packet of dial tabs in there. So as you can see, super easy to pop out. This will be no problem. All right, each set generally has a map. Well, I don't think Bigfoot. I'm sorry, I don't think Bruce Lee does not have one, and I don't think Deadpool has one either. Those single characters, but this one does have a double-sided. Yep. And as you can see, we've got 2 boats next to each other, 2 ships. The Naglier map. We also have the streets of Novigrad. It's set in a fictional world, but there's a lot of Slavic references in the world. Although the author has brought in, as he said, mythos from all over France, England, Norway, kind of a mix of all those. So looking for any obvious things that I see. I don't see any secret doors or anything. Just this is curious though. On this side, there doesn't seem to be a connection point between the two, but they have these strange symbols. So sure what that is. Is there anything in here? Okay, here we go. Yep. Naglfar battlefield above and below deck. Crafted from the hair and nails of the dead, this dread vessel is commanded by Eredin. They can move between the 2 decks of the ship. There are colored paths that lead to icons that correspond to a matching icon on the other half of the map. The 2 spaces connected by the matching icons are considered adjacent for all purposes, and fighters may move and attack across the colored paths as normal. Okay, I don't remember ever seeing this before, so this is interesting. So we've got the 2 decks of the ship, the below hold and above. Yeah, you can see the mast here. And there's the mizzen mast right there. And as you can see, you're going to go from here to this symbol, here to this symbol. Interesting. Okay, but they're adjacent. And then, of course, you play the normal set rules about what the the group, the area that you're in. Oh, we got some twists in this one. I like this. This is going to be an interesting one. All right, so the rest of the set I'll go through very quickly. As I said, 3 different characters, but really 4. And they have their sidekicks. And as you can see, this is the Unmatched does such a great job with their inserts. And also, they're compatible with sleeves. So I'm going to get these things sleeved right away. You've got the little sidekicks, which just fit right in there. The big well for all of the red riders. Nicely done. And then we've got the sculpts, which already have the matching bases, so you can see exactly who it is. And these are beautiful. We've got, it even tells you, which base goes where. Philippa. And then Eredin. Oh, that is such a cool figure. Wow, I like that. Sword hanging out. Helmet. Very interesting. There's those tabs I told you about, so I can put together the dials. And then we've got the 3 decks. And one of the hidden things that a lot of people that haven't played the game before, they don't realize how absolutely gorgeous these decks are. Get this off. There it is. Do it. Yep, there we go. The artwork is outstanding. They have always got amazing artists to put together. Not only the card backs, as you can see, got just really interesting card backs. That's why I use clear sleeves, because I want to show off these card backs. But then the artwork itself is just absolutely gorgeous. Just, action oriented and pops off the page. So We've got some of the cards here. Got a good mix of all the different styles. Usually there's some feints in every deck. And then the counters to the feints have been coming in with some of these decks. For instance, Brutal Strike by Eredin. It's going to do 2 damage, but the card's effects cannot be canceled. So you can't feint this Brutal Strike. During combat, if your opponent's card has an immediately effect, ignore the card's value. Wow. So that's pretty tough. Here's those cards that we talked about with Eredin becoming enraged. Here's one. Implacable. If Eredin is enraged, you may play this card as an attack. So it's normally a defense card, and it'll clog up your deck because there may not be something that you need to defend. You really need to do an attack at one time, which makes the purple cards, of course, stronger because they're both attack or defense. The blue cards are generally better for defense, but are weaker in that aspect. They're only 1 out. But this is pretty neat. If you're engaged, you can play this as an attack or not. You can also boost this card during combat, which means you're going to flip over another card and use the value here to boost the attack. Oh, interesting. So we've got some. Look at. Well, I don't like the skulls, but I mean it's gorgeous artwork. Might of the Enel. Draw a card, gain an action, and then it's got an ongoing ability. Eredin does not take damage except combat damage or from exhaustion, meaning running out of cards. Discard this card at the end of your turn if you didn't attack. So at this point, it's like, okay, we're coming in and we're just going to battle. Backhand. After combat, your opponent puts 1 random card from their hand on top of their deck. If Eredin is enraged, they discard it instead. Okay, so there's some really cool effects here. I cannot wait to dig into the set. That is Eredin. And then I'll see if I can go quickly through these other ones. And this is the Philippa deck, which I see, but all right. Like I said, just gorgeous artwork here. We've got the owl and some kind of crested bird on the back. And then Philippa's power is 2 steps ahead. At the end of your turn, you may draw until you have a hand of 4 cards. Ranged, she's a ranged fighter. Starts with 2 health and move of 2. One of the cards will just show you Lightning Bolt. After combat, if you haven't taken a maneuver action this turn, which is the movement action where you draw a card and then move, deal 1 damage to each opposing fighter in Philippa's zone. Well, this is great because she already draws back up to 4 each round that you go below 4. So in essence, you don't have to take the maneuver card. You just want to get her in a range. Oh, wow. I love the range fighters. Robin Hood is still my favorite out of all the characters. Because I like Robin Hood because he can draw a lot of cards and he does his range of fighters and he has his little merrymen that can do that. It looks like Philippa has sort of a similar way of getting cards without even maneuvering. So you get her over into a spot where she can hit a bunch of different areas at once. Very deadly. This is going to be a fun character to hit with. And then we've got one last one. Now, one of the, if I remember right, when I was looking online about this, normally there's like 90-something cards, but this one, if I remember right, has 99 cards. Or is it the other one? No, it's the other one. Okay, I'll get to that one in a second. I'm curious why there would be that. So we've got the 2 different cards here for Yennefer and Triss. Yennefer has the power that says, if Yennefer is attacking, you may boost her attack. Love cards like that. Sneak with a lower level attack and then boost it. Move to, and both of them are ranged also. Okay. And they both have 14s. Triss is, after Triss plays a scheme, deal 2 damage to a fighter adjacent to Triss. So you're playing those lightning bolt cards, and as long as you're next to the other fighter, you can take a pop to them. Oh, I'm digging this set. As you can see, this is the back. It's got the 2 symbols for the 2 characters. And then it's got just absolutely gorgeous here. Oh, I like this. Paralyzing Fetters. The value of your opponent's card is equal to its printed value and cannot be changed. Okay. Interesting. So when you're dealing with sets that are trying to upgrade the values. Telepathy. Immediately, your opponent may discard 1 card. If they don't, cancel all effects on their card. kind of that anti-faint card. Okay, so we've got some interesting twists here with the 3 characters. Oh, we've got some new characters to explore. I've got a little work to do. I've got some sleeves to get done, and I got to put together some dials, but I'm looking forward to this. All right, that's everything you get inside the box of The Witcher Realms Fall, the brand new set from Restoration Games for the Unmatched series. I want to thank them for sending us this review copy. We're going to try to get this played, maybe even streamed if we can on our Twitch Tuesdays channel, so take a look at that. Until next time, les allez bon temps roulé.